Not gonna lie though, look at the way I built my squad. I swear to you guys, I will not miss a dispatch. Oh, we go again. Telltale games have always been probably some of my favorite games, period. But if you were to ask me like my top 10, 15, top 25 games of all time, I would almost certainly not mention a single Telltale game. And that's because I've never really played any of them, because they're so good to watch and experience through other people. Like I mentioned before plenty of times over on this channel, I grew up on YouTube, so of course by extension I have seen so many reactors and let's players go through a lot of the old Telltale decision based games.
Let her first. Shoot the shit out of her.
It is a really cathartic feeling to see how and why your favorite content creator or let's player would react to certain scenarios.
There's just a season. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
But this is the first time I've actually played a Telltale game on release. All right, so look, let's keep this at. Dispatch is actually, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't want to say it's peak, because peak is a word that gets overused a lot, but it's a great story and I highly recommend everybody to play it, especially now that you can blitz through the episodes, because I'm not gonna lie, there was some weeks where they get a little hard to wait for, but as we age, it's harder to, you know, wake up and look forward to, you know, the next day and having things to be excited about. But Dispatch is one of those things for me, so, you know, Ad Hoc, I appreciate you for that. But look, I can sit here and talk about and glaze this game, but I have some critiques, some feedbacks, and I guess this is a bit of a review. So the choices that are presented to you and the overarching story and narrative are really well done, and I would actually go so far as to say that this is probably easily top 2 Telltale games. And the reason why is because this is probably the only Telltale style game where the gameplay is enjoyable. The biggest critique most of these Telltale games have is that they're too point and click, like especially some of the earlier games, man. The gameplay of just walking around and selecting an object, what a snoozer. In the Batman Telltale games, you would be on a computer doing hacking segments. What a snoozer. Every single time it always felt like it was forced, because they're literally trying to pad out the runtime. However, Dispatch fixes that, because instead of having these awkward in-between sections of walking around examining a fucking piece of toilet paper, you're actually clicking on shit and doing stuff. Oh my god, imagine a game where you're actually playing and doing stuff. What the fuck? Because you're for the most part in an office scenario, you go from really big story character moment to the office work, because your character is literally at work doing his job, and once his shift is over, it seamlessly flows into another major moment, and it honestly goes by fast. These are hour-long episodes, and at times it can feel like they're only 20 to 30 minutes, just because how seamlessly they flow and how constant it feels that you're getting really strong, really good character and plot moments. So once again, Ad Hoc, speaking of the gameplay, just the you know, the micromanaging I was gonna say CTE like we fucking playing NFL. Micromanaging of your staff and of the Z team to go and optimize the best hero for the best mission, and for some reason it's really fun. I'm sending everybody to that bitch. I need everybody here immediately. If we fail this, I'm sucking a dick. Alright, I honestly can see this component of the game, you know, the actual gameplay, being spun off into something more fleshed out. There's a lot of room for improvement. The acting is really fucking good, and I really mean that. You know, look, we all love Breaking Bad, but I was kind of scared when I seen that Aaron Paul was gonna be the primary voice actor. But yo, he eats this role up a lot, yo. He really does. And like, honestly, yes, I do hear his voice. It's not like he's putting on like a special accent or anything. No, that's just Aaron Paul just talking. But like his voice and his delivery, it's just perfect for the character. Like it really is. And like I very quickly forgot that it was the Breaking Bad guy voicing Robert Robertson, you know. So everybody from Critical Role ate that shit up alive, like straight up, like there was no misses. And the celebrity voices of Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye are goats, by the way. I grew up watching Jacksepticeye, so we not gonna ever slander my guy. Sean McLaughlin. We will never have that. Not on this channel. If I see any type of slander on in the comments, you will get new man, and I'm tracking your IP now. You getting gunned down. Need my switch. Mr. Sean McLaughlin, you know what? He didn't do a bad job. Honestly, I was really scared for the celebrity voice actors because I do like them. I like both of them. I will say, Charlie, brother. Charlie, bro. Look, I'm sorry. Charlie has good lines, and his delivery is just, I don't know, man. It's just a bit of a shitter. Charlie. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you, bro. You did the worst. How could we forget literally the most important aspect of the game? The story. It's good. It's really good, actually. Who would have thought the story-based game has a really good story? Fucking hell. But look, one thing that does not get mentioned is that this game is actually really funny. For some reason, video game writing is really cringe and usually dog shit. And then for some reason, once in a blue moon, there comes a game that is hysterical. I'm specifically referring to something like the Stanley Parable.
8.
But Dispatch, on numerous occasions, it had me laughing. I'm not just saying like a nose squirt, just like a. No, I'm saying like a like Clash Royale emo. You know, I'm laughing at my desk at the joke presented to me.
I saw him in his underwear. He back in my.
My biggest critique of this game is the illusion of choice. And, you know, the real core problem that Telltale had in their games, besides the fact that the gameplay was rubbish, was the illusion of choice is sometimes a little shaky because there can be a choice presented at you that will make your head spin and make you start jumping, throwing up, crying, head in your hand, mommy, I need help.
Just like you cut Coop.
Yeah, I was about to say
No one here wants to say it.
But then 2 scenes later, that choice really doesn't have too much gravity towards the overarching story. And unfortunately, that's still an issue here in these games. The choices presented to you are genuinely really compelling and will have you gagging and screaming. Do I really forgive you? Well, actually, and the differences between your choices and you know what you select, you know, don't really culminate too much. For instance, the big final choice in the game, you're still gonna get the same outcome. Matter of fact, the only real choice that you have in this game is who do you choose to fuck. Blonde Blazer is so clearly the much better choice. She's level-headed, responsible, very fulfilled with purpose. You know, she is objectively the best choice. I need my women to be emotionally unstable. I need them to be absolute wrecks of humanity. I need them to have drama. I'm so sorry. And not only that, Invisigal is mad as fuck. Like, what are you saying?
Okay, you're suspended. It's temporary. I'm not letting anyone cut you.
All I wanted from this was for you to look at me the same way you look at Blazer.
What are we doing right now? What are we doing?
Just once, you know.
Nah, she capping. Now she playing with me. Now she playing with me. That's just a little too much, man. But she bad though. And I'm being so serious. That is the choice that has the most significant impact to the story. And also, it is the one that, to be honest, can really impact how satisfying of a story you get. So yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one still, but if you really think about it, you know, how could you as a writer really plan out and tell an effective, satisfying story while also accounting for a infinite number of variables? You know, it's really hard. So I don't know, it's something that's just inherently a real challenge with the genre. Having some dynamic options to this game would have been crazy. You are confronted with a really impactful choice, or at least that's what it seems like, where you have to cut one of the members of your team. You have to cut them from your roster. And it does have gameplay impacts too, because that means that character that you built up, you can no longer use. Imagine if that choice was dynamic based off the characters that you choose. I mean, you could always make it so that Invisigal is at the bottom of the leaderboard and she has that mini character arc, but imagine if you never use punch up and you never use golem in your gameplay. So because of that, instead of the choices being sonar and coop, it can dynamically be punch up and golem instead, because those are just the characters that you just don't use, or they just happen to fail a lot of their missions when you send them out. So that would have added a lot of dynamic options and a really unique flavor to the game, because if you really think about it, only character on the Z Team roster that holds any significant weight towards the overarching story is Invisigal. So as long as you give her some immunity, imagine how certain stories and gameplay moments would have played out. Yeah, a lot of fans wanted season 2, but honestly, I don't know. I'm asking you, the audience watching this video that have played Dispatch and probably also have some appreciation for the game, where the fuck would you take a sequel? The way I can see a sequel happening and it's still being satisfying is not using any of these characters again, and maybe going back to the Dispatch universe, but a completely different branch. Instead of the LA County branch, imagine we take it to the Dispatch branch in Detroit, in the Bronx, Miami-Dade County, you know, Dispatch network at O Block, you know. The reason I say this, while I am semi-joking, is because this story wrapped up in such a beautiful bun. Like, there's no need to push this forward. There's no unresolved character moments. Really think about it from a writer's perspective too. There are actually some variables that you have to keep in mind and to keep accountable for a season 2, whether you chose Coop or Sonar, and if they even made it back onto your team, whether you chose to be with Invisigal or Blonde Blazer, if Invisigal was even a good guy or turned into a villain. You know, it's just a lot for a writer to really take care of, and you know, it's not like it's gonna be that much more rewarding. What other story do you want to tell with these characters? I hope you guys like balls. I just hung up some balls on my ceiling. I love balls. Alright, I don't even know if the camera can see me for real. Okay. But yeah, thank you very so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you giving me the luxury of your time. If you want to see more things like this, please, you know, let me know. Put them down in the comments. You know, support, like, whatever. If you want to talk to me for whatever reason, business email down below. Don't message me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, because then, like, I can, like, you know, the bigger the follower number, the more aura I got when I try to slide in DMs. But don't message me on Instagram simply because I don't have the application. I don't. So, like, that message is gonna get this. That message will disappear. Anyways, if you want to hit me up on my business email. All right. Anyways, thank you very much for watching.